Okay, welcome everybody. Thank you for joining us today for another CTC webinar. If you can hear me, okay, I've had some issues with my computer today, so if you can't hear me, please let me know in the questions panel. If you have questions as we go along, type those into the question panel as well. Hi, my name is Tony Crick. I'm the Civil Product Manager here at CTC Software. And today we're going to talk about Label Genie. We're going to have some fun with Label Genie. Just going to kind of show you some things today. If there's something you want to see, go ahead and ask it in the question box, and we'll go into those a little bit. So today I'm just gonna show you some more labeling things that we can do. Maybe you can think of a couple improvements we've made to things recently. We have a new release out that just came out Tuesday, I believe, a couple days ago, and we're at version 24.3 now. So if you have our tools and you want the latest and greatest, open the tool, hit the About, and go to the Download Latest button. So with that, let's get started. Oh, and thank you for joining us today. So Label Genie, it's one of the SIM project suite of tools. It's intended for the everyday Civil 3D user creating design and production drawings. It will work in the last 4 versions of Civil 3D back to version 2020. So why Label Genie? It's one of our more popular tools. It has a lot of uses, different uses, a lot of creativity for you out there if there are things you want to label. I'm sure that Label Genie can do it for you in a more expedient manner. So we'll automate your labeling. It's versatile. We can define different labels for specific scenarios, which in the end will save on clicks to create multiple labels. So it also can do quick and easy updates of labels once you've put them into your drawing. It's dynamically linked to specific objects, Civil 3D objects in particular. We can label multiple drawings at once. We can save time with templates of specific settings, which we'll get into a little bit today. So it uses all your preset annotation text styles and your Civil 3D style formatting as well. Like I said, we can label multiple drawings at once and save time with specific settings. Repeat slide, I guess. So let's just jump into it. Let's go label some things. Okay, here's a probably familiar drawing if you've seen any of our other webinars before. I'm going to show you what some things we can do with Label Genie. Let's start with our vegetation. So if this was a subdivision and we had some trees, maybe we wanted to count them, maybe we wanted to label their station offset, locate them, what are we going to keep, what are we going to label to be removed. So let's do that first. So we'll go to Label Genie right here. Open it up. Right away we get this interface. If you haven't seen our tool before, I'm going to take a quick spin around the UI for you. In our options right here, this is where our templates go. So you path your templates to wherever you want to pull them from. Typically, you would probably save those on a network. Maybe your CAD manager would. Maybe you're sharing with each other and populating that out however you see fit. So you can get at those. And those are right here. We pull those from right here. Here's a bunch that I have. If you've seen any of our other webinars, we offer these for you if you want as a jumping off point. Be mindful that when you load these, you probably won't have the same label formatting. That's no problem. You can do that and save them back again. With that, I talked about that right here, the label formatting. So this is just pulling from what's in your drawing. So this one is set up to right now where they leave off with blocks, I guess. And I think we'll leave it there. No, from label type, let's do station offset first. That's what we talked about. So you see some of this formatting over here. Some of it's allowed to push things over for special text if you want to over here. A lot of versatility within label. Again, like I said, we can make templates out of these. Not sure if I have one for that. Let's take a look. Here's one out of trees. Let's see what that looks like. So if we go and load this from there, it's going to ask us, should have asked us, maybe because I haven't done anything yet, but what if I wanted to save or not? Let me try another one and see, just so I can show you that. Okay, not happening. It'll show up later. We'll get to it. So let me load that one in right away. I don't know if you saw this change or not, but it's already all pre-populated with whatever I used to save it. So we said station offset for our style right here. That's pulling right from your tool space. Marker style. We have some other options here. Offsets, X and Y. And we can't do anything else with this one up here. So let me go back here. Let's step through and go over kind of what these are right here. So the label type is coming from right here. So it's going to be a station offset type of label. And that's what's driving your formatting over here, where it's grabbing your text styles and or Civil 3D styles for labeling from. So then your anchor objects, what do we want to put that label on? We have a bunch of options here. These change depending on what you choose for your label type as well, along with a few other things, which again we'll get into here. So we're going to do these blocks right here, and they're probably already populated. Yeah, so we've got all of these in there on this layer, C edge layer. If I clear that, I can just come here and pick any one of these. Not. So I'm not getting those for some reason for my layer. Let's do it by object. So let's grab all of these here. That should work either. Okay, like I said, I had some issues here this morning. Some reason that's not working. Am I missing something? Let's see. I don't know. It says it found 89. Let's see what happens. And why that would be or wouldn't be. Let's just see what happens. So required object, it wants my alignment name right here. I might delete that and re-grab it. And we can do this a couple of ways. Okay, I'll do it this way. So you can select it, or use, should be able to use one of these. I don't know why that's not working all of a sudden. But let's just go with that and see what happens. Actually, you know what? I want to see if I can do something. I want to try that again, because that sure should come in. project name. There it goes. Maybe I didn't hit it. Have had some issues here this morning with my AutoCAD and in the last couple of days. Window updates, not fun. So now that we have that selected, we have our blocks that we want to label, I hope. We'll come in here and we'll say station offset, and let's just see where they go right away. I'm gonna leave that. I don't remember if that style has a rotation to it, so I'm just gonna leave all this at 0. Let's go back to this again. I want to explain this. The anchor point, so what do we want? The centroid or the origin? In this case, we want the origin. So if I had missed that and it would have started putting in, no biggie, hit the update button. So this is going to put 89 labels on it. So just like that, it labeled, I think, every single one in the drawing. So I only want to do these shrubs right now. Let's just see if we do that, what it is. So if I come in here, I'm going to show you one of our new updates to this. If I come in here and I tell it what I want to grab, if I clear this, let's try a object. I tried that before. Didn't work. Okay, well, let's just select them singularly then. And we don't have to click them if you were labeling natively, or we click them all at once. We can do it by crossing by window. You know what? I'm just going to focus on those right now. These from there. We'll do those at another time. So I'm going to say OK right here, and this button right here now. This should remove. I'm hoping it does. It's new and tested, but it doesn't quite do everything we were wanting from the beginning, which in our further updates will have. I'm hoping that takes that off of it. Okay, well, so it's going to update the 7 down here, and it's going to delete all the other ones, which is what we wanted it to be. So now we have those, and they're, let's say they're within the right of way or on lots. I'm going to also grab these and put tags on those too. Let's grab those. I'll clear those out. I'm going to try the layer again. Why that's being perceived. Let's try this one again. Okay. Well, fortunately, we have other ways of doing this. So let me grab those two, say OK, and just tap those. Oh no, I have this clicked. I didn't want to do that. Okay, good. There we go. Okay, so let's say we wanted to label those also to be removed. So let's come here, back into Label Genie, and let's put change this to, let's change this to multi-line text. I'm going to save this back real quick. Well, we'll ask. So I'm going to come here, multi-line text. Actually, it won't. Let me clear that. For a second, it won't. So let me clear that out of there. Back up. So I'm going to save that real quick. Show you how we save a file. So what it does is it drives you to that path I showed you before to where they are. I'm gonna just call this mining data trees. Station asset. Okay. All right, now let's change this. Multi-line text. We're gonna leave the same blocks, but it's going to have cleared it when we change things. So I do have to reselect those. Let's hit those again. Say okay here. Now we want that to be the insertion again in the plan view. So now we have an option for multi-line text, what we want to do, how we want to label those, how we want those to show. So we come back to the annotative, and I hung on to my last setting, so that's okay. Where did I get this from? This came from here. So I put this custom text on. Let me delete those. Before I do that, though, I'm going to save this one too. We're going to have buff 9, 12. 912, remove that. Just in case something goes haywire here, we can get back to that. Let me get these out of here. So I just click it and I hit the delete button on my keyboard, and I can clear that out of there. So with this, then I can just come right here, push this over here. Oops, that's not what I want to do. Delete that. I want a custom text. Sorry about that. So you get the indication right here to type here. Here's what I got to remove. I want to remove. Now I want to do new line, so this is going to put a space in there. What do I want to remove? I want to remove the name. So the block name. We'll push that over. Now we get this ellipse right here. Some other settings that we can get. So we get a formatting right here. So I didn't worry about how I had that labeled right there. So I used upper and lowercase, but I can change it right here. Or I can say none. In fact, let me do that. Let me say none first. And then the precision, but we don't have that here in this case. So I'll say okay right there. And this is controls the text height and width of your box. And then the X and Y offset, space line factor. We have a lot of different things here. Background mask, not background mask. How do we want to justify our layer? What do we want it on? See how it works. So let's put that on and see. So it's going to add 8 labels. Now we can check and see, did they land in about the right place? Yeah, see that? I'm going to take the text mask off next time. That's the width thing. And grab that again. So you can, it's just mtext. It becomes just plain old mtext. So we can do with it as we choose. So this one probably didn't land in the right place. It looks good for these. Let's go back, change that over. So this time we're going to make it so it's all caps. Probably more like how we would want it. And then we have linked fields to some of these too. That will come into play in a little bit here. But let's go back here and let's put it all uppercase this time. Apply that to it. And here's the linked field we have to it. I'm going to remove the background mask this time as well. So then I hit it and it says it's going to update. just the labels we have in. So let's take a look at this. So, oh, it didn't cap. Okay, it capped the name, but not the special text. Let's do that one more time, and then we'll move on. I'm just kind of showing you how quickly you can correct things if you need to. It's what we meant by automated updates. So we hit that again. And there, fix that. So again, like I said, this is all just mtext. I can move those if I want to a little better position. Right there. We can do the same thing with our light poles. I'm going to do that this time. So if you have these typical things and you're saving these templates out, you wouldn't have to come through and do this every time. For instance, with this one, I would just save it as light poles, as we did with the other ones. So I'm going to delete that. I'm going to try this again. Don't know why it's not. But I'm going to pick that. Let me try by object. Just real quick. I think this is an AutoCAD thing and not a label Genie thing from what I had this morning. Yeah. Well, I'd have to go find all of these. So I will. I'm going to take a look at those after we get them labeled to see what might be happening. Well, I can't pick those there. Let's see anymore. So this time, let's just put the name on there only. So we'll go back to the formatting tab. So I can delete that out of there. That out of there. Whoops, I should have left it. We'll put it back in. So block name. It's going to take that and go back to the formatting because I probably lost that. Yeah. Make it uppercase. Apply. Let's label those. So you can see how quickly we can label these things, and we could do that too with a multi-leader text too. And let's do that with a couple of these trees here. So if you were going to have you might not have this scenario right here. You might put a keynote on there, and then in your legend you would probably have a number with these trees to remove. Let's just do a group right there with the multi-leader. I'm going to show a couple other ones here. Second, two uses for multi-leader text. So multi-leader, again, we get different things to select right here. There's my blocks. You can see my blocks. And plan. And we'll leave that. Let's just go pick those. I'm going to try one more time. This. It just won't cooperate today. So we'll pick them this way. We'll just do this one. Just do that one right now. I want to show you the different options we get here. So multi-leader and blocks. And now our formatting is going to change a little bit right here. gonna pull up for this anything that we have in our multi-leader and our annotate tag. So let's go with that one right there. So we have a tag number and we have a description in that block, in that multi-leader block. I'll show you that in a second. Just to show you what I'm talking about here. So I come here and would give it probably a tag number. I'm just going to call it 1. Then the description. We need to have a description in there. So it's going to grab the name right there. That isn't going to be displayed. But in order for this to populate in the drawing, we need to fill both of these fields. So we hit add here. And it gave me this last time I did it. Apparently, there's offset to it. Probably not what we want it to be. So let's change those just a little bit. I'll come back to here and I'm going to change those. I'll go 5 by 5 and see how that looks. Okay, a little better. And again, it's regular multi-leader text. It's just this block right here. And here's where that is coming from in label Genie. With these attributes that are attached to the block right there, which is the circle with the tag. So a couple other things you might need to do here. Label station offset for this, for the right-of-way line here. This whole line right here. You can see right-of-way layer. We can do all of our vertices for that. Let's go back in again. Let's do station offset for those as well. I do have one for that. I'm actually going to do it. Load that. So here's what I was talking about before, save. I want to save what I have there with these settings. I'll move on. I'm just going to say don't save and proceed. So right away it pulls in settings for that template. So picked up this layer for it right here. I'm going to try. Let's just see what happens. So vertices. So what do we want to do the vertices. So we don't probably want all of those. So I can first clear them out, and then pick what I want. So let's go with, I want begin and end, points of intersection. Let's have through points. Probably want our curve, point of curve, point of tangency probably for sure. You can also do intervals on that. Let's go with that right there. So again, this came right into our labels over here. So station offset. So this is still a 3D labeling. And I don't need to, actually I do want to mark. Let's put an X on there. Again, these are just whatever you have in your drawing, in your marker styles, what you've created. And station offset, I think that's enough. Shouldn't need anything else. And update, put on 23 labels. Now we have that ready to go, put on our drawing. If somebody needed to state that in the field, just using that information. So what else do we want to do here? We could do the same thing with this, but things are getting long. I wanted to show a couple more scenarios here. I'm going to jump to this drawing here. We can do the same thing. We could label these signs, call those out. Here's some more light poles. Maybe we'll do different drawing. I'm going to try that real quick. So I'm going to put mtext on there, this one. I'm going to use these blocks. See if it will grab these values. Yep. Unfortunately, it won't. So let's not do that. Let me show you what else I want to do. So I'm going to go back to my multi-leader text. And this time I'm going to do polylines. Hey, that one took. So let's go with that. Maybe I've got to layer it off for those other ones. Not sure. I'm going to say OK there. Again, plan. And over here again, we're going to get a little different formatting. So some other things we can do. This tag number, so it's hanging on to that last one we did there. But if I just say, think annotative, and I can pull out of here all the polyline data we have. So let's put the length on. And let me change that. Let's put a little note on there again too. Let's say we want to demolish that wall. And we want to know how many feet it is. Push that over. Again, here's uppercase is going to happen here. We get some more options here for how do we want this to be. It's going to be in feet. What do we want to use for units? We could give it a prefix or a suffix if we wanted to, and we could have said remove and let the feet go of wall right there too if we wanted that on one line of text. So let's put that on there. Oh, here's my X and Y for that too. So this is just regular multi-line text with the leader, multi-leader text, sorry. I don't like how that landed. Just make a quick adjustment. In some of these two, you will find that you might have to do this a couple times to get them how you want them to land. So I think my X was okay, but my Y, let's put that at 6 as well. So a little better. Right there, let's see. So we have this other one. Do see what I missed there. I want to mark that as feet. Let's go back and do it one more time. So my formatting. I'm going to put a suffix. Feet. Let's just put the foot mark on. Let's do that. Say apply. Yeah, it sure screwed that one up. Let's do that one more time. Actually, before I do that, it's taking my current units. So I'm going to change my units to 2 decimal places. It should let me into that box, but it isn't currently. So I'll take care of it that way. What did I do here? Set none. I don't know why it's doing that. Give me that. But here now it is allowing me here, at least. I don't know if it's that. Oh, it was that. Didn't like that foot marker. Okay, that's fine. Must be one of those AutoCAD character things. Let me pull it up just a little bit too. And I can take my precisions demos, huh? So there's another thing we can do with various label scenarios. I did want to show this real quick. There has been some questions on trying to label feature lines. So in past webinars, we've shown how you can pull the information of your feature lines from your surface. We don't need a surface to pull our elevations. I do have a surface in here, but I'm not going to access it to get this to show you. And we can do it a couple of different ways. So if we use the line curve, as you might do in your annotate tab, we don't have a lot of options, just segments only. And when we have line curve or all or none, that's all we really have. That's the only control we have. I'm going to just say okay there real quick to show you this, how this works. So I'm going to, thought I had just a elevation only here. Let's have a different drawing. Well, let's just use this for an example, just to show you. So we have that, and then what are the feature lines I want to grab? Don't want that, sure. I want these, if I wanted all these paths. So these are just the walkout paths. But if I put an asterisk here and refresh it, now we get all of the paths. I'm going to go ahead and add these. That's not going to give you exactly what I was looking for. I must have that in a different drawing here, that other style that shows just the elevations of these corners where this line begins. Unless I missed it in the list when I had it open there. So I put 648 labels on it. So I've got elevation and grade between columns. But that probably isn't really what we're looking for. We really just want the elevation of the corners of these heads. Or if you weren't doing any design work at all, you were just laying things in without a surface similar to that. You wanted to check your elevations for whatever reason, label them. Someone else look at it, I don't know, whatever your reasoning could be. I'm going to do, I don't think these will go away because I'm going to change this, the way I'm doing this. So I'm just going to delete all those out of there. So I'm going to show you another way to do this. And this requires a style in your general notes. So if I use general note, it doesn't seem like that should be what we want, but it does work. So feature line, I'm going to select the feature lines again. It's going to hang on to all the ones we had. But I'm going to clear that out, and we're just going to do those lockout ones again. So I don't want this to take as long as the other one did. So I'm going to grab that. There's our 35 objects again. So now I said we have more control with this. So if I click vertices here, now I get that same box right here. What do I want to label? Certainly not all of that. So maybe I want my begin, probably in my end. Probably points of intersection on those for what we have there. And I can just click OK right here. And here's the tricky part. So I made this style here that's called elevation. It's going to pull in this mark for it too. And that's going to put it at those spots that we're really looking for. Again, we don't have access to these things right here. So with that, I think I can just say OK. It's going to add 210 labels. It should put it at the corners and all of the other gray break points on those tabs. And so just like that, now we've labeled just the pads and stuff, just the feature line. So if I open this up, we can see right there. It should have been right. Oh, there it was. I don't know why it didn't populate. Okay, well, it vanished before I did. And so that's just right here. Just want to show you that real quick. In my Lego styles, in my notes, and I just made this style right here. If you want the style, I can share it with you if you would like. And all it is that I put an elevation on there. I told it to grab the anchor point. And it's really that simple. Kind of not what you would think. Intuitively, you would want it to grab something else with. But that's what it does. So I did have more stuff I wanted to show you, but I see time's getting late. I try to keep these short. I'm going to do the same thing just real quick on this 3D polygon just to show you. We can do the same thing with a 3D polygon if we want to. Get no surface attached to it. So same thing that we're on. Oh, and I was in here before, so it remembers everything. So when I selected it manually, my vertices, so I did begin, end, and then I went at interval. So there it pulled the elevations of that 3D polygon. At the points that I wanted labeled. As you see, it pulled those elevations off of there. Excuse me. So really that's the main stuff I wanted to show you today. Let me show you that other, our new remove one. So I'm going to do the same thing, but I'm going to grab feature lines instead. I'm going to do this one individually. And it should delete those off of there. Tell it. So everything else being the same. So it's going to add 11, but it's going to delete these other ones. But if I didn't want it deleted, I can uncheck that. But if for whatever reason I wanted to change them, where I labeled those, I would just click that button. And now it's taken from there and it's put them here where you really want it. So that's really all I wanted to show you, unless you want to see something else. If there's something you're struggling with, put it in the question box real quick and we'll take a shot at it. But otherwise, I don't want to take up any more of your time today. And then I'll be doing more webinars down the road where we can get into some more of the complexities, as in labeling other drawings simultaneously and things like that. So again, Label Genie, part of our CTC SIM project suite of tools. We also have our SIM Manager suite, not management suite. And now we're at version 24.3. So again, as I mentioned, if you don't have it, we just released that. Open any tool and click the About button and download the latest version. And it should load right into your machine. If you don't have it, you can contact your local reseller or contact us here at CTC Software. And if you need any help with anything or have ideas, also contact us there. There's buttons on our tools to submit wish list stuff too. And we do all of our tools for you folks to make it work the best for you and take all your suggestions. So with that, thank you for coming.